Sigma men, we've discussed them a lot, but it seems never ending. All male Sigmas actually share some weird habits. Some you might have heard of, but some are really different. Here are 7 of them. Number 7. Sigma men will never say goodbye when leaving their workplace. Sigmas make excellent workers. They're advantageous to the team because of their high intelligence, solid work ethic, and inventive problem-solving skills. They love to shine where they are. Many companies depend on their Sigma personnel and elevate them to powerful positions. But since every coin has another side, Sigma males also have this weird habit, which they might show. A Sigma can sadly be unreliable. Maybe suddenly he dislikes his workplace, he might pack up his belongings and abruptly quit his job if he hits a breaking point. The Sigma will frequently not inform anyone that he's leaving. He simply stops showing up for work and disappears. Saying goodbye is a waste of time for him. Moreover, he needs to answer multiple questions at that time, so it is safe for a lone wolf to leave silently. He would rather send an email to the CEO regarding his resigning decision. Naturally, everyone is curious as to where he went, and frequently, many months later, they learn that he has truly launched his own business. In reality, a lot of small business owners are Sigma guys. Do you know why? Sigma men do not enjoy being under somebody for a long time. Eventually, they're the leaders. When it's time to leave a party or a huge event, a Sigma frequently won't go to each person one by one to say goodbye. He's not even bothered about saying goodbye to his colleagues, so why bother at a party with hundreds of people? In fact, if a Sigma attends a big event, he might actually just disappear at some point. People suddenly begin to worry about where he went. Did it become too dramatic? Well, this man frequently simply disappears, silently, without disturbing anyone. Number 6. They're happy inside when parties get cancelled. An extrovert enjoys social events, so when his friends change their plans, he grows bored and depressed. After all, extroverts like alpha men rely on social connections to refuel. After a night of drinking and conversing, they are feeling rejuvenated. They take a cancellation fairly severely, but these are not at all applicable to our Sigma folk. The Sigma, nevertheless, dislikes the majority of social gathering. Usually he shows up out of obligation. Therefore, the Sigma rejoices and enjoys his night alone if his friends unexpectedly cancel their plan. He probably doesn't want to attend the social gatherings. Even if the event happens, he might have already set plans not to attend it. You know, Sigma men are incredible planners, but he was only attempting to be courteous. He would much rather read or create anything. Sigma men love their alone time. It is the most productive time for them. Number 5. Sigma men connect to headphones to disconnect from the outer world. As creative individuals, Sigmas frequently have a passion for music. Legendary musicians including Jimmy Page, Kurt Cobain, and Jimi Hendrix have all been well-known Sigmas. You might presume a Sigma is listening to music if you see him with earbuds on, but it's not always the case. Sigma men are not what you see outside. They're dubious creatures. See, Sigmas have discovered that earbuds are a great tool for avoiding small conversations, which is one of their least favorite activities. They literally hate socializing. Sometimes a Sigma will put on headphones to avoid small talk. Normally, people avoid him when he's wearing headphones because they assume he's listening to music. The Sigma man may be seen wandering around with headphones on, but no music playing, which you may find odd. But do not think that all men out there wearing headphones are Sigma males. That is quite hilarious. Number 4. Sigma men just love doing things alone. You might assume a man is a loner with no friends if you see him sitting by himself in a restaurant. But if that man is a Sigma, you would unquestionably be mistaken. A Sigma can accept any invitation since he has a sufficient number of pals. But he did frequently make a decision to go out alone. He's the kind of man who would go out to eat by himself in a restaurant or go to a pub and have a few drinks while people watching. That is a different kind of vibe for these men. Maybe you'll find it weird. Did you? A Sigma could attend a club and dance in front of complete strangers. He could even go on his own around the globe. In fact, he prefers to travel alone most of the time. That is cool. You can even save some dollars. If you try to be in Sigma male's shoes, why would he prefer to travel or dine alone? Probably because he's very much comfortable in his own skin, and he's his own best friend. Spending time alone is not actually alone, but spending time with oneself in peace. Number 3. Sigma men are excellent observers and stalkers. Sigma men, as we told earlier, love their company. But are they concerned about what others are doing? Like, are Sigma men nosy? We already know your answer. But male Sigmas occasionally have an odd manner of approaching people. Typically, if someone approaches you, shakes your hand, and smiles, they are usually not a Sigma male. Sigmas are skilled at creeping up on individuals as they enjoy the element of surprise. Sounds like Sigma men are psychos. No offense, Sigma folks out there. The Sigma guy may go unnoticed at first. This is due to the fact that, in spite of their uniqueness, they're perfectly capable of fitting in. most likely because they don't stand out or have a look at me attitude. They would be quiet but not noticeably silent. They prefer to operate covertly and silently. When they're prepared, they then have an impact. He will gladly study and determine the terrain from the shadows. Observing people is something they enjoy. Suppose a Sigma man likes a girl. The first thing he does is not approach the girl but observe and study her. Sigmas are excellent at reading people like a book, which explains why. A Sigma male can be challenging to communicate with. Sigma guys are rumored to be a socially uncomfortable group. However, the truth is that they can also get along with people and are highly adaptive. They have superb hiding talent. Number 2. Maybe your Sigma friend will see you but not come to you. Don't get sad if a Sigma friend of yours did not wave you back in public. Socializing is a choice for Sigma men. Sometimes they give it a try, sometimes not. What would you do if you saw someone you know in the street, such as a coworker? The majority of people may have conversations for a short while. However, Sigma frequently acts surprised to see someone he knows while they're in public. Instead, he plays it cool and proceeds on with his day. And you probably already know why, because he doesn't feel like wasting 5 minutes playing catch up and engaging in small talk. You might see that as arrogance or rude attitude. Well, it would be much easier if you accept it as a person's nature. Introverted nature is not a joke. Some people get really irritated while socializing. Now you might be wondering then, what about his girlfriend? Won't he even wave at his girlfriend? It is true Sigma males are reluctant to approach strangers. People must respect his need for privacy because he's a private person. He isn't, however, a reclusive, closed-off person. He does in fact have important and profound relationships. Simply said, he prioritizes quality over quantity. The Sigma male will never date only for the sake of dating. But if there's a girl lucky enough to become his girlfriend, then things would be different for sure. Sigma men only date a girl if he's damn sure about her. Number 1. Is he not picking up the call? Probably he is doing it deliberately. Even calls from close relatives and friends are frequently avoided by Sigmas. It is a very common trait of Sigmas. Many people like conversing on the phone for hours on end. Avoiding them can occasionally lead to conflict, but as you might expect, a Sigma hates spending hours on the phone talking about unimportant matters. He's not being nasty, the caller is not hated by him. He simply objects to speaking unless he has something significant to say. Having said that, Sigmas value in-depth discussions. The Sigma could talk on the phone for hours if he's passionate about the subject. However, he generally avoids phone calls, even with family and close friends. And typically the lesson has already been learned by his inner group. They will have learned to send SMS or emails rather than pick up the phone. That is how relationships should be, understanding the other person's preferences. So, which transit have you noticed in Sigma males before? Comment down below. Also, why don't you consider tapping on that like button? We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.